I'm live. I'm live. Let's see if anybody's around. Oh, well, I had to go have a mammogram this morning. That was not fun, but it didn't last long. I was afraid it would take a long time and I wouldn't make it back for my live, but it didn't take long. And it took about 30 minutes. Like from the time I walked in the door to the time I walked out the door was about 30 minutes. So that wasn't too bad. I made it home in plenty of time and had lunch and poured Drano in my drain because my drain is stopping up. I'd stopped and got some Drano on the way home and poured that in my drain. And what else? I got a few things done today so far. Not a lot, because it's about a 30-minute drive to go get the mammogram. So total, by the time I drive there and drive back in the 30 minutes there, yeah. Anyway, so I hadn't done much this morning. It says I'm on live, but I'm not seeing anybody. I don't know if I have done something wrong and I'm not on, because nobody's coming in. I may have to go back out and come in again, and there's people. I was starting to wonder. I was getting a little thinking I had done something wrong and wasn't live. Hey, Nancy and Dawn. I was just saying on here to nobody that I had to go have mammogram done this morning. And I was afraid I wouldn't make it back in time for this, but it went fast. It's a 30-minute drive there and a 30-minute drive back. So that was an hour. But the total of being there only took about 30 minutes. So that wasn't bad. It's been about 5 years since I had one. And my doctor was really fussing at me and wanting me to go get one done. And of course, the lady today, the little nurse today, explained to me that it's not good to wait that long because they need something to compare to. So that's why they want you to come every year so that they can have the comparison of the two and, and really check it out that way. So I guess I'll have to start having them done more often. Anyway, made it back in time for this. I had to stop and get Drano because I've got a stopped up sink and got that going. Anyway, so we're going to talk about healthy eating. That's what we've been talking about on this lunch live. And so if you've had lunch and if you had a healthy lunch, let me know what you had. I didn't have a healthy lunch. I mean, it wasn't too bad, but I just had some ribs. I had barbecued ribs, and that's all. And but if I'm doing keto and low carb, that wasn't too bad. So it's not necessarily healthy, but at the same time, it's not too bad. Hello, Steve. I have never had one done. Oh, Nancy, I bet your doctor fusses at you. You need to have that done. I don't like it either, but my doctor kept fussing at me about it, and it'd been 5 years. So, like I said, the little nurse said, you got to keep having them so that they've got something to compare to each year. If you wait 5 years, they don't have nothing to compare to because 5 years ago, whatever. Grilled cheese sandwich on Ezekiel bread. There you go. And dairy-free cheese. Awesome. I tried that Ezekiel bread. That's not bad. Got to keep that in the refrigerator. I know. There's a lot of low-carb breads now that are good, though. Because, whenever all this first got started and people were starting low-carb bread at first, I didn't like them but they've got some really good low-carb breads now. Dawn is doing hers in a week. Well, I didn't remember it being that quick. I always I hate going to the doctor. Listen, I absolutely hate going to the doctor for anything. So I was dreading it and putting it off, and my doctor just insisted that I go, and it wasn't bad. It took 30 minutes, and I was out of there, and wasn't really that bad. So got to have them checkups, I guess. I hate it. I don't like it. So granddaughter loves that bread. Yeah, it's good. I like a good grainy bread, or what am I trying to say? Thick. I like crusty bread, or a thick bread, or grainy. I think the Ezekiel's kind of grainy. So did anybody else have anything healthy? Now I want ribs. Yeah, the ribs were really good. Yeah, not necessarily healthy, but like I said, if you're doing the keto, that's not bad. And it didn't have much carbs, so I'm trying to do low carb. I haven't lost any weight doing low carb. I did lose weight doing keto. I haven't lost any weight doing low carb, but I mess up all the time, so I can't expect much because I'm not good at sticking with it. So, the weather, looks rainy out there. It's kind of cloudy out there. Looks like it might rain, and I hadn't even checked to see if it was gonna rain. But it's hot. It's humid. The temperature's not so high. It was 82 last I looked, but it's kind of humid. So I need to do some stuff outside, but I don't know if I will or not. I've got some stuff inside to do, and I keep telling myself, well, I'd rather do the inside stuff today. Yeah. Than go out. And so let's see. And I'm trying to think of what else I've had healthy food lately. I love salads. We've talked about salads on here before. I love salads, and I like to put all different kinds of stuff in my salad. I'm everything but the kitchen sink salad person. But I found a few. I've showed some salads on here before, but I narrowed this down to 3 that I really like that I was going to show. I'm going to wait a few minutes before I do that. Maybe a couple more people come in. I've got to have a battery for my car. My air conditioning in my car is out again, and my check engine light's on. And this happened 3 years ago. My car is a 2014, and I bought it in 2014. And 3 years ago, my air conditioning went out, and Lee worked on it, couldn't figure it out, put Freon in it, couldn't figure it out. It still wouldn't work. And different lights kept coming on. Like my check engine light came on, and then some other lights would come on, and we couldn't figure it all out. Even my low tire light came on. And somebody finally said, check the battery. And we went and got a new battery and put on it, and everything worked again, including the air conditioning. It was just the battery. The battery was messing up the, whatever they call it, electrical board or something, whatever they call it. The low battery was messing all that up. And we put a new battery on it, and everything worked again. Well, my air conditioning has went out, and my check engine light's on, so I'm thinking it's probably time for a new battery. So I'm fixing to go pick one up tomorrow, get that straightened out. Let's see. Nancy said, I love salads also. I am the same way, put everything in the salad. Yep. Albany Mountain come in. Hello. So everybody might be busy today. We might not get many people in here on this lunch today. I think everybody's busy. It's so nice out. It's a little hot here, humid, but it's nice. Most batteries don't last but 3 years. That's what they told me. That's exactly what they told me. Not like they used to. That's exactly what they told me. They said about 3 years is all you get anymore on a battery, and they start, they may not completely go out right away, but they start going low. And now with the newer cars, that low battery causes a lot of issues. So, yeah, that's crazy. Nancy said it's 82 and not humid. Well, it's humid here. It's 82, but it's humid. So it's not real bad. It's not bad like we usually get. So thank goodness, because my air conditioner wasn't working. So thank goodness it wasn't. I rolled the windows down and came home. Are you near a Kroger? I often find discount bagged fresh veggies and salad kits. Well, the Kroger is our nearest Kroger is in Paducah. It's in the big town. It's about 30 minutes. But it's also on the other side of town. So like I can get to Paducah in 30 minutes, but then Kroger's way over on the other side. And so I just never go over there. I should. I love Kroger. I love Kroger. You know what? Actually, I said that, and there is another Kroger. There's 2 Krogers. So one of them is not real far from where I work. I always forget about that one. It's kind of way back off the highway, and you would miss it if you're not looking for it. There's a lot of businesses right there, and then it sits way back. So I forget about that one. But yeah, there's 2 Krogers up there. I work up there in Paducah on Tuesday and Wednesday. So those days I could go by a Kroger. So hopefully we're fixing to have a lot of fresh vegetables ourselves. I had poblano peppers that are coming in. Cabbage. I need to cut. I've got to go cut the cabbage. Cabbage is like ready and done. And it probably should already cut it, but I need to go up there and get the cabbage. We don't have, I guess, anything else right now because everything was late. We had cold weather so late that everything is late. The way I have lost weight is only eating 1 or less cup of homemade yogurt twice a day, then 1 regular meal in the middle of the day. That sounds good. That's a good way. I like the low carb, and I'm not sure about yogurt with low carb. I think there is a yogurt that is low carb. It's called, I can't think right now. It's a certain name to it, and it's a low carb yogurt, I believe. I can't think of what it's called, but that might work. I just try to look for low carb stuff. I don't eat bread. I try not to eat bread. I say that, and then I usually do. Half the time I do. Especially like if I'm at home, I can control what I eat better than when I go out somewhere, like at work, they bring in food. Like at a birth, we've got 5 kids and 14 grandkids. Somebody's always got a birthday party, carb fit yogurts. That's not what I'm thinking of. And I forgot how to say that, Dawn. Foggy? No. I forgot how to say that. Anyway, that's not what I'm thinking of. This yogurt is got like, it's a whole cup of it. It's got like 2 carbs, I think, or something. I don't remember. Anyway, hello, Live Free. Doing good. Talking about low carb or healthy eating. I'm not sure. I mean, Albany Mountain, that sounds great if I could do it, but I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could just eat yogurt twice a day and 1 meal. I know that'd be great, and I know I should probably, but that'd just be hard for me, I think. That would be great. The only thing I've lost weight on, the best thing I've lost weight on was keto. I lost 25 pounds on keto and until I start eating bread again. I done good and felt good. I felt really good doing that. Hey, Ridge Life, Tim at Ridge Life. We are talking about healthy eating, and I'm trying to do the low carb diet. Don't always go well, but trying to. And I done keto for a while and done good and felt good, but I just can't stick with keto good. There's Dave at Southern Ohio Prepping. Hello. And CB. So I asked if anybody has already had lunch. If you had something healthy, would you tell us what you had? What was your healthy lunch? Or let's say your last healthy meal. What did you have? Live free. I had chicken salad for lunch. Not sure that was bad or good, but I enjoyed it. I like to do, I do tuna salad usually instead of chicken salad, but I will do that and not have crackers or bread with it. And that's, that's good. That's healthy. Only thing not healthy is the bread. Now you can get really good low carb bread. So that would be okay. I don't know about low carb crackers. Do they have a low carb cracker without you having to make it yourself? I'm not sure. When I lost weight was when I did no carbs for breakfast, no carbs for lunch, and had a regular dinner. Don't eat lunch for the most part. I don't eat breakfast, and I know I should. And I have just read the other day, I just read a couple of days ago about having, most people probably already know this, but I just never think of it that way. Having a high protein breakfast kickstarts your metabolism. That's what I read. I just had some homemade chicken chili. That sounds good. Of course, the jalapenos, cornbread, sour cream, and cheese kind of took away the healthy. But so good. Yeah, that sounds good. Put the chicken salad in a lettuce wrap. Yep. Carnation breakfast drink. Don't have time for lunch. Work in healthcare. Oh my. Yeah. Sometimes I don't eat lunch if I'm real busy, but I don't eat breakfast usually. I need to do that. I know breakfast is important, and I know I should. And now I'm thinking with the reading this about the high protein breakfast kickstarts your metabolism, I may try that. It could be a healthy high protein. There's Red. Do as I say, not as I do kind of thing. Yeah. Red at Kiss My Grass Acres. Hello. We're talking about healthy eating. Did you have a healthy lunch or healthy breakfast or anything that you can tell us about for ideas? I got some pictures. I've done this once before and showed some salads. But I picked out my 3 favorite. I love to do salads, and I love to mix them up and do crazy salads. I'm going to show a few pictures here of my 3 favorite salads that I found in all my pictures. And I showed some of these before. Some of you may have seen them, but I'm going to show my absolute favorite is very simple. Is this. I love a wedge salad. That's just a wedge of lettuce with different stuff on it. It's got some onions and bacon bits, and looks like they've got some meat, some chicken or something with it. I don't necessarily do that, but I like to do a wedge and just do I'll put some chopped olives, onions, maybe bacon bits, and some dressing, little cheese maybe, and that's it. I love that. And that's not a very complicated one, but I like a good wedge salad. And let's see, I'm going to show another one, maybe, if I can find it. Caesar salad. Oh, look here. I love a Caesar salad, and that's so simple. I love Caesar salad. Now, I wouldn't be able to have those croutons and be low carb, but and they make a Caesar salad, so I don't know that I could still have that and be low carb with the croutons in it, but I love Caesar salad. And I've got one more I'm going to show. And then y'all tell me what kind of salad you like. I like a salad with a lot of stuff in it, but these are kind of simple, really. But this one's got avocado. I love avocado in a salad. That one has arugula, and avocado. And I love a spring mix with different lettuces, and avocado in there. So anyway, that's some of my favorites. And of course, salad's healthy, but you can go overboard and make a salad not healthy too if you're not careful, right? Albany Mountain. I'm gonna have some eggs with asparagus and mushrooms with smoked cheddar. Eggs with asparagus and mushrooms with smoked cheddar. That sounds good. I ate leftover omelet, buttermilk biscuits. Stop that. Them biscuits ain't healthy. No. There's Tracy. Hey, Tracy. Leap Faith Homestead. Low carb is hard because I don't stay full long enough. Well, I do good with low carb. I feel better. I feel good on low carb. So it seems like when I eat carbs, I hurt and ache and I get bloated. And so if I keep low carb, no bread, no sugars, no potatoes, I do way better. But that's hard to do. The bread is the hardest part for me. Because somewhere along the way you end up getting bread. Now, like I said, they've got a lot of good low carb bread now that tastes good. So avocados are good also. Yep. So I am trying to stick low carb, but I just don't lose a lot of weight. That I feel better that way, and that's fine. As long as I feel better, I'm happy. But I don't lose a lot of weight doing it. I lost more weight doing keto, but I'm having a real hard time sticking with that. And you have to stick with keto for it to do you any good because you have to get in that ketosis. And if you get out of the ketosis, you're really just low carb anyway. So bread is my weakness. Yep, me too. Hey, David. It's great when you can find what works for you. Right. That's right. You're right there. CB is right because different things work better for different people. Lippy keeps telling me that she just does, she eats whatever she wants, but she does, what does she call it? Portion control. But I'm telling you, portion control doesn't matter. If I eat bread and sugar, I'm going to feel like crap and be bloated. I don't care how much of it I eat, even a little bit of it. So that doesn't work for me. And she eats whatever. She eats all kinds of stuff, but just portion control for her is fine. Not for me. Some of the low carb and diabetic breads are expensive. Yeah, some of them are, but now I have found a couple at Walmart that wasn't too bad. They're not cheap like regular bread, but not too bad. And I learned how to make one. I made a low carb bread, but it's real thick and dense. It's almost like a cornbread almost. And I know I want to keep working with that one and try to make it lighter, but I hadn't really worked with it. One reason is because I can go get low carb bread. I have the low carb, what do you call them, tortilla wraps. It's called Mr. Tortilla, and they're 1 carb per small tortilla, and they're good. I don't like them plain. I have to heat them up. I'll like kind of, toast them. They're better a little bit toasted than just raw plain. Anyway, Honey Hollow Homestead, hello. Started back on keto. I really want to. I really want to because that's the only way I lost weight was keto. And I really want to start back on it, but I'm having a real hard time jumping that far in. I'm doing low carb right now, trying to. That don't always work either, but I'm trying to do low carb right now. I wished I could just jump on into keto again because that's when I lost weight. I learned today that potassium is important to keep tabs on. When I done keto, I was taking potassium and magnesium, but I ended up getting too much potassium and had to cut back because I also was taking some vitamins that had potassium and my blood pressure pill that had potassium, and I was getting too much potassium. So yeah, you got to have that potassium, but you got to watch and not go overboard too. So it's so hard. It's all so hard. If you have a slow metabolism like I do, it's just hard. And a lot of mine, I think, is stress and hormones. I have had a total hysterectomy and probably should be on hormones, but the last time I went to the doctor, she said my numbers looked good. I'm like, are you? I just don't believe that. I need a second opinion because I just don't believe that. But I do stress a lot too, and that's not good for, you gain weight just stressing. I'm telling you, or I do. All right, Tracy, thanks for stopping in. Don't eat a lot of bread, so the biscuit was a treat. My carbohydrate pints are too high. Honey Hollow, especially in summer, we get dehydrated. Yeah, yes. I think that's why on the keto they recommend that you do the potassium and magnesium. Beet greens and avocados are high in potassium. Who knew? Stress is rough on your system. Yes, absolutely. I think that's a lot of my problem, I think. That and then hormones. Those two things, I think, just have me doomed. But when I'm eating low carb, like I said, when I'm eating low carb, I feel better. So even if I don't lose weight, if I feel better, my body doesn't ache, I don't get all bloated, I'm happy with that. Mint points. Okay. Carbohydrate points are too high. Don't do hormones. You can do this without. I'm a breast cancer survivor who took hormones after hysterectomy. Well, I had my hysterectomy 17 years ago and haven't taken hormones. They put me on them at first, and I got myself off of them. I took them about 2 years and got myself off of them because I didn't want to be taking them. But I've had such a hard time lately. It's almost like I'm going back through menopause. And so I went to get checked out for it. And she said my levels were okay. So she didn't put me on anything. It's just hard to believe. It's hard to believe they're okay. There's Miss Emma from Sunny's Place. Julie Cook. The most I lost was eating every 2 hours with no carbs or sugars. It regulates your glucose and you drop about a pound a day. Lots of little meals. Tree nuts only. Do you mean the tree nuts only? Is that like snacks? Your snacks are tree nuts only? Or the only nuts? No, I'm not sure what you mean there exactly on the tree nuts. But I have tried that too, and that worked fairly good for me. I didn't necessarily lose a lot of weight, but it's as long as I'm not eating carbs and sugars, I feel good. It's the carbs and sugars, absolutely, that make me bloated and feel bad. Absolutely, I have found that out for sure. Britain Farms, hello. Whoops, it jumped on me. With my disability, stress causes it to get worse. Same here for me. Low carb is the best. Yes, I feel so much better when I'm not eating carbs, and I can tell, and I know you can too. I can tell when I'm not eating carbs, and all of a sudden I eat a bread or a whatever, donut or a whatever cupcake or something. I get just sick. It just makes me sick. And then you go, why did I do that? I know it makes me sick. Why did I do that? But it's so tempting. I don't have a good willpower for sure. Eat only tree nuts. So no peanuts. Okay, I see. I see. I wasn't thinking. I was thinking, well, they're all tree nuts, right? No, peanuts, right. I got you. I can't eat any nuts or seeds. That's I think my mom has something, I can't remember what it's called, that she doesn't do good with nuts or seeds. What is that called? That's probably what you have. See, everybody has different makeups. You have to find what works for you. Absolutely. That is so, so true. And here comes someone on. I'm sorry, some people never stop having menopausal symptoms. Yep, can't imagine lifelong hot flashes. I have. It has been 17 years. And I've heard people say, oh, menopause will only last, 5 or 6 years or something like that. Excuse me. I'm on 17 years. Reducing stress and no carbs works wonders. There's Morris Patch of Heaven. I was fixing to say, here comes somebody that knows a lot about healthy eating. I can't say it right now. Diverticulitis. Yes, that's what my mom has, and she gets sick if she eats. Makes her stomach hurt really bad. How do you reduce stress? I don't know, but quitting my job would be my first step. Quitting my job would be the first step toward me reducing stress. And after that, I don't know. That would be the main thing. I believe I could have so much less stress without my job. And I'm working on that because it is so stressful. I am the editor of a newspaper, the local newspaper. And we have 9 newspapers, and I have to help on all 9 newspapers now. Plus, I have 2 newspapers, 2 of the county newspapers that I'm actually the editor, and you can't even imagine the stress. It's total stress. Plus, I have 5 daughters and 14 grandchildren. But they're good stress, okay? I'm not going to fuss about them. They're good stress. But it's all stress. And I stress out anyway. So, Emma, look forward to seeing you soon. So I was talking about Miss Joyce at Morris Patch of Heaven. Is if you check out her channel, she's got lots of things on healthy eating and healthy drinks and things that she does. She is full of healthy. I've been watching her, and she has inspired me a whole lot on healthy eating. And she's got a video on the little trampoline. I've done that for a while. I've actually thrown my trampoline back out in the yard, Joyce, because I have chicks out there on that porch, and there was no room for my big thing with my chicks in it. We hatched out chicks, and I've got a big trough with the chicks in it, and had to put them out there on that porch, and had to throw my trampoline out. And I was like, oh, I thought about you when I threw it out the door. Oh, I have that, and it hurts a lot. Gastroenteritis. People have issues with nuts. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let me move on down here. There's Lee. Lee came in, y'all. Blue Cup Adventures. That's my Lee. Soy nuts high in estrogen. My wife used them during the time she went through menopause. soy nuts, high in estrogen. Huh, I did not know that. I'll have to check into that. Lots of walking and deep breathing. Joyce is a wealth of knowledge. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Jump with the chicks. She done a video on the rebounder or mini trampoline and talking about how good that is for you, even just to jump, just to bounce on it 10 minutes a day in the morning. I can't remember what all she said it does for you, but you go watch that video of hers and you all know. I'm going to have to, I can't do it on here. I meant to go make her a moderator last time she was on our live. And I'm going to do that. But anyway, she has some great videos on healthy knowledge or healthy eating and living. And so y'all check that out. All those chicks would be flopping and bouncing. Yeah, Lee is at work. He's driving. So he's checking in with us. We are getting 20 chicks in next week. I'm always nervous when we get new chicks. Well, so let's see. Make sure I didn't miss anything up here. I got to remember to check on soy nuts. I don't know about that. It's a matter of gut health. Yes, I've been trying to work on my gut health. Heal the gut, and you can eat these things. That is, I've done the kombucha, the sauerkraut. I have the sauerkraut in my refrigerator right now. I forget to eat it now, and I was eating a teaspoon of that a day, just a teaspoon, like maybe a tablespoon of that every day. And the kombucha, I have that in the refrigerator right now. Sometimes I just forget. I get so busy and I forget to make sure I get that stuff in. And I know there's a lot of other stuff for gut health too. I don't know. And if I'm at home, I've said this, I know y'all have heard me say it many times. If I'm at home, I can do pretty good because I can control what's here and what I do. But when I go out that door into that world where there's people eating cupcakes in front of me, I have no willpower and it's over. We don't have a trampoline. My brother-in-law broke his neck on one, and he also told us some homeowners insurance companies will drop your coverage if you have one. He works in insurance. Okay, well, the trampoline we're talking about is just a little bitty one. It's called a rebounder, and it's I don't think you could break your neck on it. It's just a little, you've seen them. They look like a little bitty mini trampoline. It's called a rebounder. And you just bounce on it, and it does a lot of good for you. Pre and probiotics, a must. Place, my parents had a trampoline for my kids at their house, and they were changing insurance, said they wouldn't cover them. I have some chicken arms you can put on them if you want to shoot a funny video. Soy, fresh, and some type of yam have phytoestrogen, but best to check your levels. I can't take it because any up and down with estrogen and a migraine. Well, I went to the doctor not long ago, and she checked everything, and she said my levels were all good. And I don't know how. I just don't know how, but that's what she said. It's a mini rebounder, not a big trampoline. Yeah. I need to make some sauerkraut. Yeah, that's supposed to be really good for your gut health. I forget to take it half the time, though. I made homemade sauerkraut. I've got some in my refrigerator, and then I forget to take it a lot. I probably remember it maybe 2 times a week. I remember to take my sauerkraut. Can't break your neck on a rebounder. Hold my kombucha. That's good. I like that. This is, if y'all don't know, a hot mess on a mission is Jen, that was formerly Farmer Meemaw. I love Farmer Meemaw, but she changed to Jen, is her name. She changed to a hot mess on a mission, doing like keto and low carb and stuff. I think she's gone back to keto, right, Jen? And she does some live shows and talks about healthy things. I think hers are, do you would do a certain time, or yours kind of random? I think you do kind of random lives. I've been missing them lately because I've been so busy. But she's got a lot of good advice also. That would be hilarious. Emma, we need to get together and shoot a chicken video. I might have to look into the yams. I have a soybean allergy, so I wouldn't be able to eat soybeans. Now, yams, isn't that just, I might be wrong here. Somebody tell me. I might be wrong. Yams is just sweet potatoes, correct? Sweet potatoes are supposed to be really good for you, but of course they're not low carb. So if you're doing low carb, that might not. See, keto. My lives are as random as I am. Yes, she's back on keto. And she lost a lot of weight on keto also. And I was learning a lot of the keto stuff from her. And we kind of both got off there for a little bit. But she's back on keto and knows a lot about keto. So check her out if you want to learn some keto stuff. Her older videos when she was really doing a lot of keto meals and stuff. And now she talks about a lot of that on lives. And she's very inspirational to me. It is a special yam, so not sure it is edible. They use it for supplements. Oh, okay. Soy has a lot of estrogen in it. But now is soy, I'm thinking soy's not good for you, right? I don't know. I'm thinking soy's not that good for you, but maybe so. No, they are actually different. Okay, so Lee says a yam and a sweet potato are different. I thought yams and sweet potatoes were the same thing too. I did too. So I don't know. Yams and sweet potatoes are pretty much the same. Joyce says yams and sweet potatoes are pretty much the same. So Lee, what yam are you talking about? Lost my place. Real yams are different than sweet potato from what I've read. See, I don't know. I will have to check that out. I wonder if maybe one of them doesn't have too many carbs. I bet they both have a lot of carbs. My mom will always get me into trouble. Wheelchair, trampoline, bungee cords. Stick me under a tree to grab some apples. Yam and sweet potatoes actually are not the same thing. True yams, like Discora alata, get huge. Have to be boiled before prepared due to oxalic acid being high. Well, grocery stores interchange yam and sweet potatoes, but they're not the same. Okay, I can see that. I can see that happening. So that's where I'm getting that mixed up at, maybe, is that, yeah, I can see that. Keto would be a lot easier if I had been able to get my garden in. Oh, yeah. Apartment building collapse. Oh, no. In, where'd you say, Florida? Was that Florida? Sorry, I missed where at. I think sweet potatoes are white. White? Sweet potatoes are white? I thought they were kind of orange. Okay. I don't know. Britain says, per Google, yams and sweet potatoes are not the same. Sweet potatoes. The most common varieties have smooth orange or reddish skin, orange flesh, and a sweet flavor. Yams have rough brown skin like tree bark white flesh, and a neutral flavor. Well, that's very interesting. Ah, I did not know. Do both of them have a lot of carbs? That's my next question. I've heard soy is bad for male testosterone. Not sure what else. So, well, I ain't even gonna say it. So, all the soy that we get and everything, boy, where'd that go? All the soy that they put in everything nowadays might be part of the problem in this world now. Florida apartment collapse. Hello, Barbara. And there's Linda. Hey, Linda Chandler. Yams and sweet potatoes are very different. We just call them the same names. I'll be dang. I thought they were the same too. We just learned something new today, y'all. Had to check that out. Maybe one of them's low in carbs. I don't think sweet potatoes are. I've been mostly keto the whole time, but menopause and ADHD has been kicking my butt. It's a mountain we all have to climb. Some mountains are just steeper than others. Good saying there. Good point there. Yep. And like I said, stress is so bad on you. And I've had a lot of stress, and I stress all the time. This is really bad. I need less stress. I need to quit my job, and then I'll have less stress. Lee, I need to quit my job, and then I'll have less stress. What sweet potatoes are orange red. There are various types of sweet potatoes, white, purple, among others. I get my estrogen from red clover supplements or red clover sprouts. Yams and sweet potatoes are both carbs. I figured that. Sweet potatoes are low carb, highly recommended for diabetics. Well, I'll just have to check those out. Whole menopause for me lasted one whole day. Who said that? Menopause for me lasted one whole day and it was over. Wow, Red. Mine's been 17 years. I need to look into estrogen alternatives, but I'm not menopausal yet. Well, I had a total hysterectomy at 40. I'm 57 now. And I was really bad for about 8 years. And then I kind of had a slow down when I was doing better. But then the last couple of years, I've been kind of bad again. Not as bad as I was the first 8, though. But still getting back to night sweats and some things, some stress issues and things. But not as bad as the first 8 years. That was bad. I hated everybody and everything, and I didn't want nobody to talk to me or be around me. You can ask Lee. Lee can verify this. I hated people. I hated everybody. I hated him. I hated myself. I didn't want to be around nobody. I just wanted to just hermit. I wanted to be a hermit because I didn't want to be around nobody. Soy that is fresh is fine. It is when they modify it that it can cause breast cancer risk. Flax seed ground fresh is great too. Per Google, yam is a starchy tropical tuber high on carbohydrates. Sweet potatoes are relatively high in carbs. My mom is the same way. My sister went through it in her early 20s for a week. Wow. Wow. I went through the change at 32 and lasted for a year. Wow. Wow. I'm envious. I'm going to tell you because I went through 8 bad years. But I've still been going at 17 years. I'm still, but maybe not. Maybe it's just my stress because my doctor said my numbers were okay. So who knows? Maybe. Stress causes so many issues. Yes, absolutely. And that is where I'm at right now with stress. yeah, a lot of stress going on for sure. Just in different ways. The worst is my job. But then, like I said, I've got 5 daughters who are always a lot of drama and 14 grandchildren. And Lee, he's stressed enough. I don't know if he's still on here. I'm aggravating because I don't know if he's still on here, y'all. And then my mom, what my mom's going through, just lots of stress, and it's bad on you. It's hard on you. I know what you mean. I was the same way. I felt sorry for my son. Flax seeds are definitely a superfood. Saying that, I've done flax seeds in my smoothie. I was doing green smoothies for a little while, and I was putting all kinds of super food stuff in there. And mostly spinach. It was like spinach, and then I would throw in different greens like stinging nettle was one of them. I would have spinach and stinging nettle and different things. I still do occasionally, but at one time I was doing this every morning. Every morning I was doing a green smoothie. And for a little while I was putting flaxseed in there, but I learned quickly flaxseed can go rancid on you. And so you have to make sure you keep flaxseed fresh. And I remember looking that up and finding out how to do that. But just keep that in mind if you use flaxseed. If you use actual whole flax seeds, they can go rancid on you. Now, I was grinding mine and keeping them in a jar so that I could put that in my smoothie, and that went rancid way faster than just the seeds themselves. But I was grinding mine up so that I could just sprinkle it in my smoothie, and that went rancid quick on me, and it smelled like fish or something. And then after that, I couldn't use them anymore for a while. It kind of messed my head up on flaxseed. Also, another superfood that is really good for you, but I think it's got a lot of carbs, is that quinoa. Quinoa is a superfood, and it's really good for you, but it's a grain. But I think it's got a lot of carbs. I quit using that. I've got some in my pantry. I quit using it because I think that I read it had a lot of carbs. Honey Hollow says, I hardly noticed the change. Had a few hot flashes, but not much. Wow. Turned 50. I hated everything, including myself. I still get hot flashes. Yep. Look up under David the Good. I've heard of him, and I keep forgetting to go look him up. Yams and one video, or may come up to see, or two may come up to see the difference. I'm growing purple. Ubi discora alata. My perimenopause has been over 10 years. Yeah, there you go. Me too. There's Lee. Can you walk and deep breathe in the morning before work? Well, I could. I could. Only work. I work at home on Monday, and then I go to Paducah to the office on Tuesday and Wednesday. In the mornings, I get up and feed all the animals. So I do kind of go walk out every morning anyway. And I forgot to put my thing back on. Dang it. But every morning when I have my, Fitbit on, normally, I took it off a while ago and took a shower and never put it back on. This morning before I went to my doctor's appointment, I took a shower and never put it back on. But it's usually about 900 steps just going and feeding the animals in the morning. And I do that every morning. Now, I'm not deep breathing with it, so that's something I need to start doing. Excuse me. Lots of sources of antioxidants such as blueberries. I love blueberries. I usually put some berries, blueberries or strawberries, in my green smoothie also. I need to start doing that again every morning. I'd quit, and now I do it maybe twice a week. 27 grams of carbs in sweet potatoes, 37 in white potatoes. Guess they're both high. Yeah. I figured. Keep flaxseed in the freezer. Okay. Good to know. We keep all almond flour, flax, coconut flour, and all that stuff in the freezer. I keep my flour and coconut almond flour. I use almond flour. I keep my regular flour and almond flour in the refrigerator. Now, for big bulk, I have a big bulk of flour that we have out in the freezer, in the deep freeze. But I keep just my regular flours that I'm using, I keep in the refrigerator. So that makes sense. I could keep the flaxseed in there. I just haven't tried it again. I was doing that for a while, and when it went rancid and I tasted it and smelt it, and I was like, whoa, and hadn't used it again. Never had an issue with the change. 57 years old. Sorry, y'all, my throat is dry. 65 now. Wow. Nuts is what I keep in there. Almond flour. I forget. Thank you for being here, Barbara Howe. Thanks for joining us. Have never had them go rancid. I freeze them and keep them in the fridge. Grind only as you need. That was the one thing that somebody else had told me, was to only grind them as you use them. But I didn't want to take the time every morning to grind it. Now, do you think that I could possibly grind it and put it in the jar and keep that in the refrigerator? Would probably be okay. Maybe. I don't want to have to grind it every morning. That just takes too much time. I'm usually in a hurry. Not so much on Tuesday, not so much the other days now, but on Tuesday and Wednesday. Back then I was working every day. Right now I'm only working 3 days a week, and one of those days is here at home. Back then, when I was doing that before, I was working every day at the office. So before COVID, I was working every day at the office. And after COVID, we cut down. We started combining some of the newspaper stuff together and just working 3 days a week. So I could probably do better now with stuff like that. Been putting off doing morning dishes. Okay, Red, thanks for being here. Deep breathing helps lower stress and really relaxes the body. I need to do that, learn how to do that. I know you think deep breathing is simple, but there's a certain particular way to do it. And I have read that before, but haven't done it in so long. Maybe grind enough for the week and keep refrigerated. That's a good idea. I may try that again and put that in my smoothies. Okay, I've been on here an hour and somebody is messaging me. And I'm getting a dry throat all of a sudden. Sorry, y'all. Let's see. Okay. Well, we've been on here an hour, and I have learned a lot. Thank y'all so much for coming on. This is exactly why I started doing this right here. The reason I started doing this lunch live to talk about healthy eating was to get ideas like this from y'all, and I so appreciate it. I'm not necessarily on here to give y'all ideas. I'm more on here to get ideas, I think. So I appreciate it so much. Just talking about it helps inspire you. And, that's one reason. Oh, Jen at A Hot Mess on a Mission and Morris Patch of Heaven and others that talk about these things a lot, about healthy eating, inspire me to stick with it. And so that's the reason I wanted to do this live, is to talk about it. And I'm not great at it. Obviously, y'all can look at me and tell that healthy eating, I'm not giving healthy eating advice. I'm taking it. So thank you. I thought about maybe having, I'm on StreamYard, and you can have people come up on StreamYard and talk. I don't want to have a bunch at a time, but I would just have one person at a time, or maybe one a week, each time, each Thursday, have a different person, maybe, that knows a lot about this stuff, that would be willing to come up and talk a little bit with us. And I would love it if some of you that do know this stuff, any of you, Joyce, Morse Patch of Heaven, Albany Mountain, any of y'all who have some advice on healthy eating and all this stuff, Jen, Hot Mess on a Mission, any of y'all that would be willing to maybe come up on a lunch live, and it would just be two of us. I'm only do one at a time. I feel like it gets too confusing when you have a whole bunch of people up on the screen. I don't like it. Sorry. But one at a time, have some guests come on and talk to us about healthy eating and stuff. And so if anybody would be willing to do that, let me know. Maybe either way, however you want to get a hold of me. But you could also come back later in this live stream after it processes, and in the comments, let me know that you would be willing to do that. And anyway, I would appreciate it. I think that would be give us some different views and opinions. And watermelon cucumbers, what I'm trying to fill up on during the summer, especially in South Florida. Hydrating. I had a total of 33 and didn't tolerate the hormone replacements. A year was bad, and then I thought I was through it. At 55, it came back. Yep. That's kind of how mine's doing. It's I had about 8 years after 40. After 40, I had about 8 years, and then it lightened up for some years. I was better, and now I feel. My tip is, don't eat Reese's every day. So true. For me, it's don't eat sugar and carbs. I'm telling you, they just tear me up. All right. I appreciate y'all being here. And if anybody would like to maybe be a guest on here sometime and talk about healthy eating and give us some advice, that'd be great. Just let me know. And y'all have a good day, good rest of the day. I'm going to get up and get some stuff done. I've got a lot to do. So I appreciate you being here. See you next week. Don't forget, Friday night, me and Lee both will be on live for some fun and talking about foraging and all that good stuff. So thank you. I'm going to end this.